Mark Murphy's the editor of the Providence Business News, and the current edition of the paper has twin profiles of the candidates for U.S. Senate in Rhode Island. Now, in many years, against an entrenched incumbent, the Republicans put up what they call a sacrificial lamb candidate. This is not the case in the race of Sheldon Whitehouse versus Robert Flanders.
No, it's not. Judge Flanders, former Supreme Court Justice Flanders, has a strong history in the state. He's deeply embedded and certainly in the legal field, and pretty strong opinions about what a senator should be doing.
Now, and the campaign ads have been interesting on both sides so far.
Yeah, we try not to get too deep into the advertising, and the marketing of it. I mean, it's as we've done with all the other major office candidates, we do a Q&A and then we talk a little bit about the issues involved, and you really do see a major contrast between the two of them. Senator Whitehouse, very much an environmentalist. Very much on the sort of the left side of the political spectrum, in keeping with what Rhode Island's reputation is. Judge Flanders wants a lot more of a small government, less regulation approach. And what's interesting is always when you look at senators in Rhode Island, how much can they actually affect what happens in the state?
And in this particular case, this is the key question for voters. Can a Republican during the Trump administration, even though a rookie senator, accomplish more than an entrenched Democrat senator who has made no secret of his sharp criticism of Trump? Yeah, and the interesting point, though, is that if you look at Senator Jack Reed, he brings the bacon home, and so there's so it's not necessarily that you are Democrat or Republican, but a lot of it has to do with how are you respected by your colleagues in the legislature. The other piece of this has to do with what people's expectations are, and I hate to speculate too much, but what do they expect is going to happen in the midterm elections with the rest of Congress, in terms of the House and in terms of the Senate. So it may be that while Sheldon Whitehouse right now is in the minority party in the Senate, it's a real possibility that he'd be part of the majority in the Senate after the midterms. There's a lot of turmoil going on in Washington. So who knows exactly how much that argument should play into people's calculus about what they do. A couple of great articles that may help you decide how you might want to vote in this. It's in the current edition of the Providence Business News, in print or online. Pick it up now because a new edition is coming out just the day after tomorrow. And Mark Murphy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Frank.